you. A plus. Okay. So I wanted to share with you some images in another short video before we get started. So I'm going to share. One second. Sorry, it's just taking me a second to share this. Okay, so I wanted to share with you some other drawings that were made in the same style, which is, it's called reductive drawing. Can anyone guess why it's called reductive drawing, what we're doing? Yeah, Julian, what do you think?
Well, because unlike, you know how they have like paintings for still drawings where you're adding to a page, you're like taking away from the page.
Exactly. Exactly. You're reducing, you're taking away. Perfect. Exactly. So here, I just wanted to show you some examples. A glass vase, and these are done in the exact same way that we're working. This one, okay, I'm going to show you. You can see this one, very detailed. And the charcoal lends itself really well to a very soft, soft flow, which is, I think it was Luke who says he had, or was it Bo? Did you have a mechanical pencil?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the opposite of charcoal in that you can get some really crisp, beautiful lines from a mechanical pencil. So it's not ideal, but you know, artists for centuries have been, you work with what you have. So that's what we're doing.
Oh, so wait, so do we just like cover the whole page and then erase?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's why it's called reductive drawing, because you're reducing by your drawing with your eraser. Yeah. And I'm going to show you, this one's kind of creepy and kind of cool at the same time. I don't know if any of you ever had the experience of putting your face on a Xerox machine and making a copy, but that sort of looks like this. And again, it has that really soft quality that the charcoal lends itself. I'll show you one more. This one is made by a collegiate student. And these are just simple stools that we had in the old collegiate building. But again, it's lending a very soft look to a not very soft object. Just a regular sitting stool. Okay, so I wanted to show you a little bit, another little video, same idea as the last time. And I will give you a little time to get your materials before we get started. Give me a sec, it's taking a second. Okay. Okay, sorry, you have to watch a little bit of an advertisement at first, but oh, can you not hear it? Hold on.
I think you need to make sure
Yeah.
you're sharing
Yeah.
the audio.
Yes. Consider yourselves lucky that you weren't hearing the ad for VRBO. Okay, sharing. Okay, take two.
Project that I worked lapse video of a reductive drawing project that I worked on. Now, reductive drawing is where instead of drawing with pencil or pen or something that leaves a mark, instead you put marks down on a sheet of paper and then use your eraser as the main drawing tool. The materials needed for this are actually surprisingly simple and fairly cheap. What you see me erasing with right there is called a kneadable eraser. That's the main tool that I use for erasing, and it's like erasing with a piece of chewing gum almost. It's very stretchy. You can snap it apart and stick it back together again, and for most art projects I don't find it that useful, but for this, because it's such a messy kind of project where you're erasing and erasing and erasing, the fact that you have this kneadable eraser that can just get rid of all that stuff immediately is great. The other materials that I have here are just the paper, the charcoal, which I have two types, but I only primarily used one type for this. There is the willow charcoal. It's this very thin stick of charcoal that is very soft and useful for rubbing and smudging, which you need in this, since a lot of your mistakes are fixed by smudging with your fingers.
Hold on one sec.
There's
Let's listen
also
first.
a harder block kind of charcoal that's really good at getting the darks, but for this drawing I stuck mostly with the willow. There's masking tape to hold my picture in place, and after this project is done, there's something called a spray fixative to stop stuff from smudging around, but that's pretty much it, besides the reference material of the picture of the two dogs that I have there. Those two dogs are Dobby on the top and Dexy on the bottom. This is a Christmas present for the family that owned these two dogs. Dexy passed away over the summer, and so they wanted to have a picture on their wall to kind of honor the memory of their dogs, who were both very cute, and Dobby continues to be cute, although he's getting old. Something I like about this art form is that normally when I make a drawing and I put in my rough shapes before starting to do the detail stuff and the actual what it's going to look like, is that even after I've finished my details, I can still see a bit of my rough shapes behind unless I've drawn really, really lightly, and I don't like to draw really lightly, so then I'm stuck with these eraser marks. In this style of art, that doesn't happen because you don't need a perfectly white page in the end. It's all going to be a little bit gray, and so it's very forgiving that way. So I've already finished Dobby at this point, and I'm going over to Dexy, and you can see that it's a pretty versatile technique for getting smooth lines on a paper or very rough lines. The eraser itself, you just shape it however you want. If you want a nice skinny line, you squeeze it until it's nice and skinny. If you want a big fat line, you just squish it until it's big and fat and rub the eraser all over it. The thing that I really like about this style of drawing, though, is that I tend to be a line artist. I really like just drawing the outlines, and I very rarely enjoy coloring my pictures after they're done. That's just sort of a necessary step sometimes, but I don't really enjoy it. With this kind of artwork, I'm very much forced to just look at the lights and darks rather than the outlines. And so it's kind of pleasing this way because I'm not usually particularly good at shading, but this forces me to actually pay attention to how something is shaded, because that's really all you're doing here. You're very lightly drawing around the outlines, but the shading of it is what matters and what makes it pop. At this point, I'm getting more into just the little detail side of things before moving on to the background. I want to give this a little bit of a background. As you can see, I diverged a bit from the original photograph just because I wanted them spread out a little bit more, and because of that, I wanted to give them a background that made them look like they're not just floating in space, but I'm giving a pretty abstract background here, which is just a floor, a wall, and I guess a floor mat of some kind. Although if you want to just assume that he's floating in space on an ellipse, who am I to tell you otherwise? For the last bit, I'm getting the shadow of the dogs in there. Again, this is light and shadow, but since I'm making up the background, I'm kind of taking the photograph as reference, but then also just shadowing where I think it would make sense. Sometimes with this as well, it helps to give a little bit of an outline just to make sure that your characters, your subjects have a little bit more definition in their art, in their appearance, so that they aren't just blending into the background, because there's no color involved here. This is simply black and white. So giving a little bit more of an outline where there wouldn't necessarily be one is still a valuable thing. And there we have it. After the last little bit of finishing up their fluffs, it's done. And yeah, here's done.
All right. So I showed that to you as another example, of how you can use the charcoal to get some different qualities. And I think what he was saying about how some of us tend to be line drawers and then color in, this doesn't allow you to do that in the same way. And I think that's one of the reasons we had such beautiful results last time we had class. Okay, so it's now 9:02. I'm going to give you 3 minutes to get the materials you need. So that's paper and charcoal and an eraser. Torin, you had a question, and I think it was about materials.
Just about the charcoal pen, because I got a kneadable eraser
Mhm.
and that other thing, the link that you sent.
Oh, okay, great. For people who I gave materials to, I didn't give a kneadable eraser. I just gave a regular eraser, which works perfectly fine. But you'll be really happy. You'll be happy with the kneadable eraser too.
Oh, and what charcoal do you recommend? Charcoal pen?
So I gave you one that looks like this. Can you see it? The reflection? It looks like just a little brick.
I know, it was in a plastic bag. I thought it was just like nothing, because it just looked like dust.
Yeah, you can they actually sell it as dust, and you can just use the dust to color your page. So yeah, so that's it's called compressed charcoal. I put this on the list, but there's also something he was talking about. He called it willow charcoal, but it some people also call it vine charcoal. That's softer. That's like if you were having a barbecue and took one of those charcoal pieces and it sort of crumbles easy, but any of those are fine. The one I gave you is the compressed charcoal. Hey, Julian, you had a question, and then Samuel.
Like my desk, it's not long enough to have the page, so I'm just working on the floor. So if I'm not in the
Okay.
camera doing it.
Cool. Thanks for telling me. Hi, Samuel.
Actually, I thought I would have the charcoal today, but because of something, I'm not going to. But like, I have it. I have everything that was like all the art supplies from the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
But-
it should be in there.
No, well, I don't.
I
have-
just had $1 million idea for anybody who doesn't have their charcoal.
Hold on, can you let Samuel finish, and then we want to hear your $1 million idea?
Well, I'm in the city right now, and they're in another place, and I thought I was going to be there today, but actually I won't. So next week, I know I'm going to be there, so I'll have everything from the beginning of the year.
Okay, Samuel, you did a nice job improvising last time using your iPad, and somebody had $1 million idea. Can we hear the $1 million idea?
Well, I'm attempting to try it right now, but if you have a mechanical pencil, just take out one of the sticks of lead and just use that side and just rub it.
Cool. That might actually be $1 million idea.
I mean, it gets more on your fingers than the paper, but it does work, I think.
Yeah, our fingers are gonna get dirty anyway. Okay, so I want to give
Can I
you,
go look for one?
yeah, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes, 3 minutes to get all of your materials set up. And then we're gonna use the images that are on Connect.
I think I'm gonna try to use my iPad again, like the same
Okay,
app.
so you have three minutes to get what you need.
Wait, Bo,
Yeah?
is it if you rub it like this on the paper?
Yeah, like, see this thingy?
Yeah.
Just kind of rub it on its side.
All right, else people are starting to get their stuff. I'm gonna start working.
Oh, Alex. I kind of realized that it'll get like a good base layer, but it won't really get too dark. But my mechanical pencil is kind of working. Like,
Cool. Bo, I applaud you for doing what artists have done for centuries, which is doing the
you.
best you can with what you have. If any of you have those paper bags that
but like,
groceries
how
come in,
dark do you need it to be? Like, that's my question, because I don't know if I'm going until like I see a little metallic thing, or if I'm
Oh.
going until like it's like a nice little
okay,
like I don't know if I'm like making it black or if I'm just kind of going until it's like
can you go
just
for,
like
how about a dark gray? Like on a
A-
scale of 1 to 5, if 1 is white and black is 5, if you could go to a 3.5 or a 4, that would be good.
so like it might be a little hard to see, but is this like a good shade kind of or darker?
So it's hard for me to, I think you can work with that. It's a little hard for me to see on the computer but I think
Yeah.
you can work with that because you can go back in and make things darker too, like we saw
Like,
in the
ooh,
video.
can I like make the shape out of my eraser and then darken like areas that need
Yeah.
to be darker and
Totally,
lighten?
totally.
Oh, so
totally.
I thought it was just gonna be like you erase everything and then no matter what, it's just what you have.
No, we're
And is it
using the
okay that it
eraser.
only takes up like a little area of my like it's not like covering edge to edge?
Again, we're doing the best we can with what we have.
Okay.
So if you could fill the page, it gives you a lot more room to sort of spread out and get all the bottles in. But if you can't, you can't. I was gonna say 2 things.
Oh, so we
One,
have to do all the bottles. We can't do one.
I'd like you to try and do the whole composition because it has some cool shadows in it that are part of the composition. At least try.
My eraser is precise enough to do that.
So 2 things. One, if you don't have the drawing paper, I really like the paper bags, like grocery bags, because they're kind of rough and they hold charcoal really well. So those are good for materials. And Bo, I just want to go loop back to what you were saying. When you start adding in pieces, your drawing should be do the drawing with your eraser, not with your
Yeah.
pencil. No,
Well, I know
yeah.
that, but it's like, see how like I would make like the bottle, and then I'm like, oh, I want this shadow to be darker.
Yeah, so then add the shadow with your pencil.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
But
So,
I mean, I'm just a little confused how I can fit all the bottles in here because my eraser is not very precise. And I will not be able to fit it all because it's 11 by 14. Or not.
do the best you can, okay, Bo?
Okay.
You're
It's
just
not
gonna have
gonna
to
look
make
good.
you're gonna have to make the shapes smaller for them to fit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to um Julian.
I tried like mine is like similar to the composition. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're doing the
Because
best you can.
yeah, because I kind of drew it a bit small, so it'd have been too
Yeah,
hard to put them like really close together.
yeah, that's fine. I remember yours was quite beautiful on the on Chobi.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'm gonna be looking at the Connect page because that's where I have some images. And I think we have class next on Monday, and I'm gonna have some other images for us to work with up there, I think, depending on how it goes today.
Miss Jacobson.
Yeah,
Um,
hi Rodney.
hi. So I tried to do it, but like there's certain areas that are like really dark. So
Mm-hmm.
do I just like erase it later on?
So
Or
do you have your charcoal?
yeah,
Yeah, so then you can go back in with your charcoal over what you've erased and get the super dark areas in.
okay.
Yeah,
Miss Jacobson,
yes.
do I have to do a picture on Connect, or could I do like an object in my room?
Who's asking that,
'Cause I have,
Bo?
because I have a lot of lighting in here, and it's actually making a lot of shadows.
Bo, do me a favor and take some pictures of what you see in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to try the one on Connect, but then save the pictures of what's around you, and maybe we can do those next time.
Well, I'm just thinking it'll be a lot easier if I do something from here, because I think like looking at the pictures on Connect, I'm like just not going to be able to do it easily
Okay,
at all.
take some photos and when you hand them in on Shobi, hand in your photos as well as the drawing, okay? So I can see and so I can help you.
Okay, so I can do like a thing in my room, but I need to do a picture of what I'm taking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. So again, I'm getting in some details today that I didn't get in last time. Real highlights.
I'm gonna draw like closer to a window so I get a good shadow.
Okay.
So
But again, take
I
the
might be
picture.
like, I will, but I might just be off
Okay.
camera.
Mm-hmm. So Rodney, right now I'm going in and darkening some of these areas because they were only somewhat dark before,
Oh,
like we were talking about.
yeah.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
I've been using this sponge to blend the stuff
Oh, cool.
because it doesn't get my fingers as dirty, but it also,
Cool.
But a tissue works too.
Yeah.
yeah, I found that it's easier to erase when I do this because then it's not as pressed into the paper. And I feel like
Nice.
that's worked well for me, so I just want to share.
Cool. Good idea. Again, like artists have done for centuries, like you're using what you have available and seeing how you can do it as well as you can.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
I had to redo my thing a little bit. Does this look better than the last time?
Oh, cool.
Because this side, I meant for it to be a shadow, but it looked more like a piece of paper.
I don't know what it is, but I like the way it looks. So good job and keep going. Yeah.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
in the picture, like the neck of the bottle is really long, but in
Yeah.
mine it's not like super long.
Oh,
Is
that's
that
okay. Sandy, that's so beautiful. I especially love the shadow in yours.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
since I don't have charcoal, like the coloring in process, you know the sketchbooks you gave us?
Yeah.
I'm using one of those, and the coloring in process is taking like a really long time.
Do you mean, what are you using instead of charcoal?
Just a normal pencil.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it'll take a little while. It's okay. If
All
it
right,
helps you to
thank you.
make your drawing a little bit smaller, just so you have a little less to do, then you can do that.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
my eraser doesn't really work as an eraser, so I'm using it as a blender.
Has it gotten dirty?
Yeah.
Okay, so when that
But
happens
it
to
gets
mine,
dirty immediately.
yeah, so then I take like a scrap piece of paper and like kind of clean it
No,
off
but it
like
didn't
that.
work. It didn't work when I started.
Faulty eraser? Man.
I can, but it's working as a blender, and I'm just using this silver white one, and I'm writing down, and then I'm blending it together. And it's basically like an eraser.
Cool. And if you have a new pencil eraser, it'll be nice because it's like they're so crisp and small.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah, Torn.
should it be like darker than this?
It's really hard for me to see that on the computer.
I know but it's kind of dark. I could make it darker.
So basically, I don't know if you heard me say this to someone earlier. Are you using a pencil to shade? Okay, so if you can go, if we're doing on a scale of 1 to 5, if you could get to a 3.5 of shading, that would be pretty good. And that way you can get in there and add darker areas afterwards. So in about 10 minutes, I'm going to ask us to share, and I'm going to call on people who I haven't heard a lot from today.
Miss Jacobson,
Yeah,
is it okay that I'm darkening some areas, like
Of
adding more
course.
pencil? Okay.
totally.
Because
of
I
course.
kind of need to, because what I'm doing, it's weird. The shadow is brighter than there's like a bright shadow instead of a dark. So I need to make the frame.
Yeah, a highlight.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making the frame. I'm kind of drawing the frame. If that's okay.
Yeah, but try
But
and
then
draw with
I'm
your
erasing the
eraser.
shadows.
Okay, try and draw with your eraser.
Yeah, so I'm making like the whole area kind of really dark, and then I'm just erasing
Yep.
little areas.
Miss Jacobson.
Yeah.
But for my thing, instead of drawing with an eraser, I kind of drew with like a really light shade because if I drew with an eraser, it would just erase the entire thing.
Because you're doing it on the iPad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that's a different story. Yeah, that's just a different story.
Miss Jacobson, there's some
Yeah,
parts
Sandra.
of my thing that are kind of like discolored because when like I've been aggressively erasing, the page has ripped a teeny bit. Like
Okay.
for example, right in the shadow, that's like a rip, so it looks darker than everything. Is that
Do the
fine?
best you can, Sandy. Looks
Okay.
beautiful so far. Sandy, remember how you said your neck was too short?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bottle is too short.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is really hurting my hands.
The smudging part?
Yeah, the erasing part, because like it won't erase unless I like really push it down, and my eraser is just like a little chunk, so I can't really hold it comfortably.
All right, you need to shake out your hand for a bit.
I don't think it's that. It's just like when I erase, it just hurts again.
Okay, we're gonna work for about 4 or 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna do some sharing. So if you can do that, great. If it's too painful to do that, then maybe start working with the pencil and get the darks in.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, because I need to like erase it first though before I can get it darker.
Do what you need to do.
Miss Denson, is this good? It's darker.
Yeah. Yeah, so you'll use your eraser, and then you'll also use your pencil to get in darker for certain areas.
Can this not be my final? When I get all the supplies, it'll be my final.
Yeah, so Torin,
But
did
they're
you-
coming on Monday because you can't fly
Okay.
any commercial flights into Aspen, so you have to drive.
okay, so we're going to be working on these on Monday too.
Okay.
Miss Jacobson.
Yeah, Rodney.
So like I still have to like finish it, but I tried doing like the shadow for it, and
Yeah,
I'm
look at that.
having a little bit of trouble. Like should I like erase and then reapply like a lighter color?
Are you, what's giving you trouble? Is it the smudging it, or is it the shape, or what do you think is giving you trouble?
I think it's more like the color. I think I'm just having trouble like putting the correct shade. I don't want to make it too dark or too light. So
The shade on the actual one is quite dark. It's actually among the darkest, the shadows are the darkest parts on that. So looking at the photo and then looking at yours, I think it looks good. And I'm just using my finger to sort of smudge it. I think I got a little too, here, let's see if you can see mine. Mine got a little too light. So I'm going back over it and trying to darken mine. I think you're in good shape. I really do.
oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
And fingers are really good tools for this. Sandy also had a really nice shadow in his, I think.
Miss Denson, can I show you mine?
Yeah. So I'm actually Miss Jacobson, but I'll take it as a compliment to be called
Sorry.
Miss Denson. It's okay.
Is this good?
Oh my gosh, Julian, that looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I added the cup here today.
Yeah.
And my eraser, I cleaned it off, so that's why the highlighting is a little bit better on the cup.
Yeah, I keep needing to clean mine off too because it gets dirty. Yeah, it looks great. So the next thing I would think about in yours is looking at where the shadows are. And because the shadows are darker, then the areas around them need to be a little bit lighter. Does that make sense? But I
Yeah.
think you're like so on a good track. Okay, so let's pause for a sec and I'll allow people to share theirs. I'll turn on my face. I feel a little like I'm at a recording studio with the camera and the lights and stuff. Okay, is there someone we haven't heard a lot from today that would like to start us out with sharing what they've done? Bo, thanks.
I'm not really done yet. I'm kind of
No, of course
trying
not.
to.
Yeah.
But,
Ooh.
So, I'll see if you can look. I'm trying to do that
Oh, that's a
door and then
cool.
the shadow.
Oh, cool. All right, please make sure to take a photo of it so we can also see the photo. But
Yeah, I will. But maybe while other people are sharing, can I just finish it up?
you'll have time. We'll have time next time too. But I
Okay.
just like this project lends itself really well to light, so that's awesome. William, sorry, you want to share? Nice.
I don't know if you can see it, but basically there's a window coming in from behind the apple.
Yep.
And it's casting a shadow on in front of it.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, and you got those darks really nice and dark. Nice. All right, I'm going to call on someone who has not said a lot unless they are a volunteer. David, could you share with us what you have, please? David?
So yes, do you hear me?
Now I hear you. I don't
Do you
see
hear
you, but
me?
I hear you, but I don't see you.
Now do you see me?
Nope.
It says like my video am unmuted, so I don't know, but
We hear you.
yesterday, all right, well, oh wait, so now do you see me now?
No.
David, do you have another app that
Hello?
could be accessing
Oh.
your camera, like
It literally-
Flipgrid or something? Do you see the little light on your face cam? Is that shining? Is there like a little tiny light?
No, there's nothing being used by anything else.
Is there a little light over your face cam?
What do you mean?
David. You know where your camera is on your laptop?
I'm on the iPad right
Can you
now.
show us the photos of the bottles?
Oh,
again,
so then it
please?
should be working.
Yeah, the photos are on our Connect page.
Okay.
It's weird though, David, because this stuff never really happens on iPad.
Okay,
It
I'll move
happened
on.
yesterday in English.
Jack, can you show us what you have?
Yeah, I still don't have my materials. I emailed you.
Okay, so remember, you were going to do the best you can with what you had today. So pencil.
Yeah, I tried doing it on Notability. I don't have a pencil or anything, but I tried doing it on Notability, but, well, I do have a pencil. I just don't have an eraser. I tried doing it on Notability, but like Samuel was doing, but I couldn't find out how to like shade. It said, like every time I would erase, it like erased like the whole line that I drew.
Okay. Hey, Samuel, can you, could you tell people how you're doing it on the iPad?
I used Adobe Sketch.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm using Notes. Notes
Oh,
is a really good
alright.
shade tool.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Miss Jacobson,
Yeah.
are we allowed to do it on like Notes and stuff?
Really the point of doing this is using the charcoal, but obviously like some people don't have the things that they need. And so we're
Yeah,
making do with what people have. And so it's not ideal, but if that's what you have right now, then that's what you have right now. But the charcoal really has a different feel to it, and like it's fun and has some unique qualities to it.
Do you think I should like show you what it looks like? Because it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you to hand them in to Shobi anyway, so sure.
how do I do this? Well, okay, I'll join another device and show you on this.
Cool.
Miss Jacobson?
Hi, Ethan. I was going to call on you next.
Oh, okay, great. So I don't know if you got my chat.
Yes, I saw that you chatted, but I didn't get to read it because I was.
But also, I legitimately have like no pencils, either mechanical or normal. Like those I can find around where I am. But I literally have nothing.
Could you go to CVS and get a pencil and an eraser?
There's a CVS right across the street to get a pencil and eraser. So is that all I need? Just a pencil and eraser?
I mean, ideally it would be more, but we'll live with a pencil and eraser. They might even have charcoal at CVS.
Okay, I'll check. All right.
Okay.
I'll have my next class.
Awesome. Alex, are you sharing?
I'm gonna join on another device and then show you from this. Like hold it up to the other device.
That's so 2021. So after after Alex shares, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to clean up. And remember that these are really dusty. So you want to kind of flip the lid, like put another piece of paper over it and put it aside so that if you're carrying them around, they don't get all over your stuff. And you do want to have them for our next class. One sec, Alex, I want to give you a little time to wash your hands and to please upload anything that you did today on Shobi. And if you didn't have the materials, or if you were like, I'm trying to work with this pencil, whatever you did, please put it on Shobi so that I can have a record of everyone's stuff all together. On Monday, I'm thinking about whether we should continue the same still life or whether we should have a different still life. What are your thoughts?
Different. I kind of want to restart.
Okay, maybe I'll try and have like 2 options of different still lifes so that you can have some choices. All right, Alex, are you ready to share?
Yeah, I'm in the waiting room.
What? Oh, because you're on a different device, right? 2021.
All right. It's kind of like weird, but it's like a charcoal tool.
Oh, and what app are you using?
Notes.
Notes. Nice. Yeah. And are you able to erase with that?
Yeah, there's an erase option.
Alex, go you. So Ethan and Jack and other people who are having trouble finding materials, that is a good option. All right, Will Green, can you show us what you have?
I don't have my tools, so I did mine I did mine on Notability. I know it's not like the greatest art app, but I have like an Apple Pencil and so it's like kind of easy to draw. But yeah, I did mine on Notability, so I can't really show it to you because I did it on the same device. But I can screenshot and send it to you after class if you want.
Just load it to Shobi.
Oh, okay.
Please, thank you.
Miss Allen.
I haven't gotten that one before.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
I'll take it, but
my hands and then I can post it because they're like really bad.
Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna let everyone go so that you can wash your hands and post to Shobi. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. And if you need help gathering materials, please just let me know and be in touch. I'd rather you communicate what your situation is.
Oh, Miss Jacobson?
Yes, Luke.
Thank you. Does this look fine?
Thank you.
That's my drawing.
Luke, that looks good.
Okay.
I mean,
should I just throw that into Shobi?
Yeah, for today. So we have a little more to do on it to show. Hold on one sec, Luke. To show volume, there's a little more we can do with it, but that looks like an awesome start.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Jacobson?
Yes, I'm not sure who said that.
Toby.
Hi, Toby.
1 second.
Switch the camera. There it is.
Sorry. Bye.
What?
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Bye, William.
Erickson. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh my god, why doesn't this work?
Toby, your fingers look like my fingers.
Yeah. So I didn't have such a successful art day because I couldn't really get the shading correctly. But I tried to shade the shadow more in.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that good, but it is what it is.
Toby,
and
are you, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you using like computer paper?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Do you have a paper bag, like a grocery bag? I assume you don't have your sketchbook.
No, because I don't go to the grocery.
I'm wondering if there's some other kind of paper that you have that's like a piece of cardboard, like from an Amazon order or something like
So
that.
I'll restart tomorrow.
Yeah. So actually the cardboard, if you look closely at it, it's like a little softer, and it's like it'll take the charcoal better than just plain computer paper, which is so
Alright.
smooth. I think that would look really cool.
All right. So should I submit my things to
Yeah,
Shelby?
just so we have a record of it for today, and then you can totally start over. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Toby.
Bye.
Hi, Ethan. Hi, Ethan and Jack. I see you're still here. Do you want to talk?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I will definitely be back in the city, and I'll have all my materials by next Monday.
Excellent. Great.
All right, so but if I'm a little behind, what should I do? Should I just work on it in my free time or something?
Yeah, and that's why I've recorded this, and I hope I recorded it, and so I'm going to try and post it on our Connect page so you can have a record of it, or just your memory.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye, Jack.